This is the UFC Fight Club 27 pre-fight show. I'm joined here with Tayman, number 5 ranked contender, reyz, former 2-time UFC Fight Club champion and former BMF champion, and Blake coming off a big win at the last event against Anderson. How we doing, guys?
What's up?
Pretty good.
Good.
Card coming up. Gonna be great.
Yep.
18 seconds.
We're less than 24 hours away from the fight night. Justin versus Mansa, title on the line.
It's gonna be something. That's gonna be
fastest
one hell of a
knockout.
fight.
How we see this fight going down?
Mansa and Justin, I see Justin getting caught. That's my prediction. I don't know. It's 50-50 though.
I'm
I
hearing
think
a
Mansa's
lot.
gonna fly a knee him like he did Hypno.
Yeah, I honestly think it's gonna be quick.
I'm hearing a
Maybe
lot
wrong.
recently about Mansa having a poor ground game. I'm not sure how much that's gonna correlate into the actual cage, but I've heard Justin's been honestly working on his ground game a lot for this fight. For some reason, well, not for some reason. Justin's just all around, man. He's honestly just improving every time he steps in the cage. I think he's gonna get another title defense, and I think he's gonna get it within 2.
I mean, yeah, you have a good take on that considering you fought them both.
But I've been hearing that Justin's gonna retire eventually, and he doesn't really want it no more. So I don't know. This might be a different Justin than we usually see.
Guess we'll
No,
see. Nothing's official.
Not the
till
same
it's official.
confidence, probably.
Yo, Blake, what's your take on it?
I agree with a lot of stuff that Tayman said. Justin is a great all around. I've never personally fought Mansa or sparred him, so I cannot have a take on him. But I will say, I do have Justin winning this. It's kind of like a Nate Diaz, Tony Ferguson situation. Knowing Nate Diaz coming into the fight, retiring, you would think he wouldn't have all that drive to try to win, but we'll see what happens.
I would say this is his hardest title defense in recent time.
Justin
Yeah,
is
I
an
can agree
all-around
that, yeah.
fighter. 100%. He is really, really good. But the thing is with cheesers, they can catch you with something big all the time, no matter what it is. It's just a cheeser, you know?
He's got to catch him though.
But
that's for sure. Justin knows how
we're
to
gonna
deal with
find
cheeses.
out
If we
tomorrow
remember, he got
night.
his belt off of one,
Oh, yeah.
and one of the best at it. You know what I mean? So
They're both
Yeah, but
really confident in winning. Justin thinks he's light work, and Mansa just thinks he's the uncrowned champ. He's going to be telling everybody.
I don't think it's going to be light work for Justin. I think we're really going to see his chops. Like I said, I still feel like he's going to get it done.
we're gonna see a
but I
fight.
feel like we're really going to see him have to open up his game plan and strategy against Mansa. The difference when I fought Mansa knew 150%. All I wanted was a takedown. I couldn't strike with him. The difference between me and Justin is Justin has the hands to back everything up. He's not a striker at base. He is a striker. So the fact that he's been learning how to get his grappling up, he's not going to be looking for those takedowns as much as he did when he was fighting me. I think if Justin paces himself and times his striking well with his takedowns, Mansa's not going to be able to do anything. And from what I'm hearing, he's a fish out of water on his back.
And I would like to add,
You was going to say something? Go ahead.
I'd like to add, I had a fight against not really a known person. I got a knockout pretty quick in the first.
Against Lightning.
Yes. But I caught him with something early. He hadn't got time to get into the fight. I caught him early, and that's what did him. So if Mansa catches Justin, it could be a
That's
quick
very
night
true.
off.
It's very
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's explosive with his.
heat up.
Could be, but you got to look at it like this. Justin could catch him. I remember JB and Justin the first fight.
It ended fast.
But
as
this
fuck.
is not JB. JB is patient. He's
Yeah,
a
but
different fighter.
think of it that
Mansa's
way,
a
though.
different
That's what
fight.
made that even more scary. JB is patient, but he was still able to catch him and finish him fast as fuck. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
indeed.
It's an interesting fight. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
I think
But
Mansa's a
below
lot
that,
more of a pressure fighter. I think he's going to go in there and he's going to think that he's going to be able to stand with him. And
Now,
Justin's counter-striking is just fucking phenomenal. And he can get caught too. And
We'll let him
that's
in.
just a confidence booster for him because now he knows his opponent is overzealous, and it's easier for him to land his counters. And again, easier for him to land a takedown against someone who's not expecting him to shoot for takedowns.
Wait,
And I would,
Reyz,
But
I would
now
like to,
look at this. What if he has good takedown defense for that night? We gotta find out.
No, of
That
course.
takedown defense.
But your takedown defense all relies on the predictability of the takedown.
hey,
and I
look
would
at
also,
Mansa's takedown defense in the Tayman fight. Tayman knows.
Mance's
Well, that
takedown
was
defense
glitching.
against me was phenomenal, but the issue is my game plan is very linear. You know I'm shooting. You know
I
I'm
don't know.
shooting.
Apparently, you got a lot of takedowns on that
and
fight.
I would like to ask Tayman,
Yeah.
being how great you are on the ground, but having prior fights with both of these people, if this goes to the ground, who do you see coming out ahead?
Now, well, the last time whenever I fought Justin for the title, I got a lot of opportunities on the ground in the first round or two, but after that, it was like he was locking me. There was nothing I was doing. Absolutely no which direction I was locked. When I had my fight against Mansa, it was free game. The only thing he had was he was able to get back up to his feet. Aside from that, I could play. It was free.
So you think if Justin gets it down, Mansa can get back up pretty
If
easily?
Justin gets it down, I think Justin has the edge on the grappling, and that's without seeing how. That's like when I fought them. Justin's developed so much more since then.
So who we think has the edge on the striking though?
Now that's the problem. That's
I
what
think
we
that
don't
one's going
know.
to come down to a coin flip.
All right.
I say that, but it's messed because, like I said, Mansa's more of a pressure fighter, and he relies on the heavy hits. You know what I mean? While Justin is very reactive. He's a reactive fighter. He likes to see what his opponent does, and then that's how he fights. So I think if he doesn't warm up and he gets caught, I think Mansa has a really strong chance of catching him before he can get the gears rolling. But if it goes longer than the first round, I got Justin.
I would, if we had to put this into terms, I don't know if any of y'all watch Prioxis. Justin is a lot like the fighter Prioxis. He makes everything count. He just don't go for the big stuff like I would say Young does. I mean, but he's a lot calculated and every strike has a purpose. He's just not just throwing big crazy stuff.
And when Justin gets like a knockdown or something, he's not, or rocks you, he's not the type of guy to rush in. He won't pursue unless he knows for a fact it's over. He's very wise with his opportunity and shit like that. Then when you have Mansa again, he sees you're rocked, he's rushing in and he's throwing those body shots and those headshots, trying to throw your guard off. I don't think that works against Justin because when Justin's rocked, he's still elusive. We've seen it. We've seen him literally one shot from being put out cold, and all he does is puts his hands up and just starts swaying. And just, I think in a situation like that, again, if he's rocked, sways a couple of strikes, and just shoots for the easy takedown. I don't think he's expecting stuff like that. It's going to be a great fight. I think it's literally going to come down to who can read who better within the first round. The first round, I feel like, is going to determine. We're going to know what's going to happen throughout the rest of the fight after that first round, if it goes past the first round.
So
the good thing about this fight is that we don't gonna win. That's why it's so good. You just
Exactly.
you think
They're both
you're
great
like
in their own
saying,
in their own
Mansa might
fields.
have it, Justin. It's like a 50-50.
Well, we know the performance that Mansa got against Hypno to get this shot, so if he can do that to Justin, I
we
think
definitely know he
that'd be
has
something.
that the capability.
Yeah. So, who's the official pick on this main event?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Justin.
Reyz? Yo, Reyz, you there?
Yeah,
Yeah, who's the official pick?
I don't know. This is a tough one.
I know.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a main event to remember.
Well, Reyz, if he needs some time to think about it, Blake, who's the official pick?
You know, being such a prestigious picker, I always ask for my picks. My official prediction would have to be Justin.
I think
feel
that's
like
fair. I mean,
he's
he is
not
the
gonna.
champion. He has defended those times. Hey, man, you was gonna say something?
If he's gonna retire, I feel like he's gonna retire on top. I don't think he's gonna like. Yeah, he may have the thought of being done in the back of his head. Yeah, and that might cripple his drive. But honestly, I don't think it will. If he's gonna want to leave because he doesn't feel like he has anymore, why wouldn't he want to leave as the most dominant champion we've had? You know what I mean? And still be that champion. I think he's gonna go out there and fucking really show us what he's got.
All right, so Reyz, what's the pick?
I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna have to just stay out of this one. I have no idea.
All right. Well, we got a good one under that co-main event, and it's a big one. It's a true veteran fight. They both have over 50 fights under their belts. Jay and Warmonger.
I got Jay.
Dang, it was just that out the gate. We don't have to break it down once you got Jay.
Call us each so we don't be talking. But anyways, me being,
well, yeah, I guess.
I'm kind of partial to one side here. Me and Jay, we've been close for a while. I've sparred him a lot, like hundreds of times, and if he plays his card right, I'm having Jay in this one too.
Jay's a slight favorite in this matchup of 60-40. So, you think you're going with your boy on that one?
Yeah, I have Jay.
Jay's my student.
Jay.
So of course I'm gonna be a little biased.
These guys both got good shit going for them.
Warmonger's former interim champion.
I'm just saying, Warmonger, he took a break for a while, right?
Yeah, in the military,
Mm-hmm.
6 months and out on
Or he
deployment.
could put up the upset.
War has a couple more fights than Jay does, but their experience is still very close.
And War got fight of the night.
Jay's been training.
So, Tayman, who's the pick on this one?
It's gonna be a close fight. I think this one's gonna primarily stay on the feet. And
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that happening.
It's all gonna come down to who's got the better kickboxing, I feel. I'd like to say Jay, but I feel like Warmonger's got a lot of heat that a lot of people aren't really realizing. Like you said, he's been gone for a while. Has over 40 fights on his record. I think
he came back and defeated Xeno.
Exactly, and not just defeated him, he defeated him in a fight of the night performance. So I think it's gonna come down to again who can read who better, but it's all in the experience, and I think Warmonger might come out on top on there.
I think
it was Jay. He came back beating Swift. No, but that was a performance that night.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to also add Jay. If it was to go to the ground, I would give Jay the edge on the ground. He's really good at submissions and in his wrestling. I'll give him the edge if it went to the ground.
I think I can agree with that statement.
Jay tapped me out.
And we know how good Tayman is on the ground, and so that's saying something.
It was very, very,
they did have a
very
jiu-jitsu
early
match
in my career, but he still did it.
All right.
Yeah. So that's true though.
Tayman, your pick is Warmonger?
I'm gonna have to go with Warmonger.
All right. And the features fight. Everybody should know this name. Greg, first ever UFC Fight Club champion, has over 80 fights in here. He's fighting Ho. You know, Ho's not the most notable name. Wait, come on, bro.
I'm sorry, I was coughing.
Oh, okay. He's not the most notable name. He is on a 4-fight losing streak. But knowing Greg has never fought, well, he hasn't fought in a year, he knows how he's going to look.
The question's all going to come down to is if he's even been picking the game up over this last year. You know what I mean? How much has he honestly been playing?
Not at all.
I've heard Hole is it's pretty decent. Like he can, keep up with himself and do what he needs to do to get the job done. But he not show up to the last card? Didn't he not show up to the last card he was on?
No, what's it called? That was his opponent.
Oh, his opponent didn't show up. Okay. That makes sense. But
And actually, his opponent didn't even show up. It's not that he didn't show up. He got banned from PlayStation, and basically his fight got canceled. That's what happened.
that makes sense.
So
Now,
Ray is the biggest favorite
for
on the
some
card, considering his past.
I feel like Hole is gonna be the underdog in this fight.
Yeah, he is a
I'm
big
gonna give him
underdog.
the nod. For some reason, like the guy was the first ever Fight Club champion. Very true. The level of competition has grown so much since then.
That's a very good point.
So I'm not gonna say that like it's funny to say, oh, the sport's evolving. It is. Like
But
the Fight
would
Club
you say
is
Hole's on
evolving.
that top level,
And
though?
like
That's just the
when I
thing.
first joined the Fight Club, the one thing I used to always notice and laugh my ass off and say, this is basically a kickboxing league because everybody's afraid to touch the ground. Nobody can do it. Over
I want to say all that.
over the next few months, the last few months, I've noticed that's completely not true, and it's evolved. Everybody's starting to really develop in the ground game, and everybody's starting to become more of a whole fighter. And you look at the level of competition and guys who come in here and absolutely steamroll the casual players, I guess. You know what I mean? Like
Speaking of
our top
grappling, back
fighters,
in the day,
like our top
I'm not
fighters,
fucking.
they're fucking they're good guys. You know what I mean? The fighters we have are honestly amazing. For sitting back as long as he has, how much has he himself evolved as much as our fighters have evolved, like just in the last month? You know what I mean?
Back in the day, speaking of grappling, right?
I'm just
Ray,
talking about everything, like all in all.
yeah, yeah.
Like, the whole
But
the striking has advanced, their grappling has advanced, their everything. The level of competition in the Fight Club has grown exponentially since he's last competed. You know what I mean?
yeah, but back in the day, Ray was his best skills were his wrestling.
So if
So
he
we'll
goes
see
in
if
there
he uses it
and
in there.
shocks Hole with grappling, then I think he could do it. But for some reason, I'm gonna stick to the underdog story on this one and give Hole the nod because again, I just think
Not
the
just the
time
underdog
off
story, the
away
biggest
from an
underdog on this
evolving.
card.
I think the time away from an evolving division is gonna hinder him.
So your pick is Hole. Blake, who's your pick?
Can I elaborate a little further?
Hole and Reg.
I mean, can I say a little more?
Huh?
I'm gonna say a little more than just my pick.
Okay.
So, with Reg and Hole, I've never sparred either one, but I know, of course, people in the Fight Club have sparred and fought them, and I know about both of them. My official predict will be Reg. But like in my last fight, I went up against a great striker. Used my wrestling. Reg, NBA, you said you said he could wrestle. If wrestling is really good at neutralizing opponents, and so if he neutralizes him with the wrestling, I see him getting it done in the late second, third round. I have Reg.
Yo, Reyz, who you got?
Rez.
Yo. Reyz,
Yeah,
who you got? Reg or Hole?
Reg easily.
Yeah.
If Reg loses, he's gotta retire. He's just
Well, if he loses, it's gonna be his own fault for taking a year off.
Yep.
Like I said,
Who knows?
the
He could be
competition's
big
only getting
ringless,
better.
but
Okay. I only really know about one of the fighters on this one. The next card. He is pretty fucking good.
NBA, you there?
Yeah. All right. So that's the main 3 fights. We can go on the
Yeah.
undercard all day, but we don't got all day. So, but I can ask you a few questions though. Um. So
What?
there's a matchup we made with a bit of controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Gimme and Chaos.
Mm.
Yes.
Is that matchup fair or not?
Yeah.
Who you
I
want to
can
speak on this first?
I can understand fully why a lot of people would see it as like Dana White privilege or like a throw in the dark. But the real and like the real like vision behind it is there's a lot of shit talking around Chaos. He came in and instantly was like, I've beaten all of y'all in ranked before. I'm the #1 ranked guy on ranked, but it's like that's that. Congratulations. And it was early season. A lot of people want to see if this guy can back up his talk. Gimme is on the road to a title shot. So and he is risking everything taking this shot. So it's like you got this top tier guy who isn't even ranked yet, who's talking all this shit, putting himself in the position to have a strong fight. Gimme just wants to go and prove that he's nothing, or Buddy's going to go out there and beat Gimme and prove that he is what he's worth. So it's like people are going to show up regardless. They're going to want to watch and see whether or not Buddy's all talk or if he's going to back up his words. And if he backs up his words, you're going to hear a lot of heads turning trying to get a shot on that guy.
So do we think his skill is real, or you think he's all talk? What are we thinking here?
Hard to say. Honestly, it's so hard to say. I personally haven't seen him fight yet, so I have no idea.
Okay.
I hear he's got internet issues. That's
Blake would
another
know
big
about
thing.
that.
So we'll see how that plays out.
So I'm gonna go on everything Tayman just said. The talk, the everything. So with Gimme on his way to a title shot and Chaos. That's his name, right? Chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, you could call him Gold of Losing now. He just changed his piece. But yeah.
Chaos. An absolute no one. Gets a guy is on his way to a title shot, being unranked or anything, and talk is kind of like you can compare a lot, but it's like a Conor McGregor situation. If he was to come back and fight Michael Chandler or something, did he deserve that spot? No, he don't. Like a lot of people should like prove
It's
that
like,
you're
does Connor
worth
deserve that fight? No, but how many people are gonna pay to see it? Like
a
everyone.
lot, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
then
this
they-
fight feels like.
Yeah,
This
and
fight feels like it has the hype behind it that's gonna bring people to watch it. Just
A
off
lot of
who they
people are going to see this.
yeah, but I feel this is just my opinion. I agree with what you're saying, but my opinion is you should have to prove that you're worth something. You don't get a top guy first. You prove your way by working through the prelims. You working your way up, getting these guys who were lower ranked, lower on the pyramid, and you work your way up. Then you get to a guy like Gimme or guys like everyone on the top 10 at least.
So, Blake,
And
do you think his skill is real or not?
his internet is really a good fighter. His internet can put a lot of people in some bad situations. His internet has some really good skills, but him, if he has the skills, I don't know because I've never fought him. I've just fought his internet. So.
All right. Hopefully,
the thing
doesn't.
is, too,
Hopefully, you don't have
loses,
issues.
he's going
The Gimme
right
fight,
into,
or
like, he's going right into
don't want
that.
no contest. But yeah, Reyz, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of the guy? You think his skill is real, or is he just all talk?
Nah, his skill's real.
He's all internet.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you answered. Do you agree with the matchmaking on that? Do you think he deserves a Gimme fight
Yeah.
for his debut?
Hey, and
How
who
so?
knows? Gimme might go out there and make him look
That's
like a
like
fucking
saying
ragdoll.
Hamzat could fight Gilbert Burns. I mean, even though Hamzat had like a few fights in, just like
Actually, no.
saying.
He definitely deserved the Burns fight.
I mean, did he?
No, I don't know about that.
He
He was
beat
in the
up
rankings.
three. He beat up three
He's
no
number
names,
13,
and then he fought the
whatever at the
Leech.
time.
And then after beating fucking the Leech, he gets a fucking the number 3 ranked
Yeah,
guy. But the only reason
this
I
guy
can
ain't
think
even
of that
ranked.
deserves that fight is again the hype.
Okay,
He
but let's
was
talk
barely
about Alex
ranked.
Pereira
He
then.
was a guy who talked a lot of shit. Got the big fight. Alex Pereira too. He wasn't even ranked. He fought the number 4 ranked guy off of 2 really weird fights.
Exactly.
It's the
So
That's
name.
this
true.
guy, he does deserve this.
I
He don't.
think it's gonna be. I think people are like talking about it, saying it's until they watch it. They're gonna watch the fight and realize just how much it actually made sense.
It don't.
Well, that's the main event after this. Fight night tomorrow. Gonna be a
I would
good
like
event to start off the year.
I would like to talk about 2 fights on the prelims.
Oh, what's that?
Isn't this Maybatch's debut against Tiger? I mean, not Tiger. Budfly's debut against Tiger.
Yes. He fought on the Ultimate Fighter though.
Yeah. But they didn't fight each other on the Ultimate Fighter, did they?
No.
No, okay. So if I'm remembering correctly, which I am, Budfly was eliminated in the first round, and Tiger ended up winning one, losing, and then coming back because Rain Kid fell through, right?
Yes. No. Okay, so basically, Tiger's path on Ultimate Fighter was his first opponent didn't even show up, so that
Yeah.
made him go further. And basically, he's already in the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
And basically, I think he lost his fight against let me go back and check.
I think he lost to Rain Kid, didn't he?
But yeah, Rain Kid defeated Tiger, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Rain Kid beat Tiger.
Yeah. But basically, Rain Kid couldn't do it, so Tiger had to step in as like the last option for the Ultimate Fighter, right?
Yeah.
And he just lost that to Acetas, so it is what it is. Respect to him for stepping in that fight.
No,
But yeah,
100%.
Budfly, he got eliminated immediately, right? To Gleam.
You see, but that's what I was gonna say. So Budfly lost in the first. It was to Gleam, right?
Yeah, you saw that fight though, right?
No, I did see the fight. The way I
Yeah,
see
it was.
is
was a comeback.
Budfly is a lot better than that fight made out. I sparred with him. I trained with him. He was overzealous in that. We talked about patience, and we learned we trained on patience. But when the fight came down, he threw that patience right out the fucking window and got himself caught. I think
Yeah,
if
he was
focuses
winning that
up,
fight pretty comfortably until then.
I feel like if he focuses up, calms down, and just does what he needs to do, I think he's actually going to go out there and walk through him.
Well, Tiger's a slight favorite on this matchup. Yeah, that's an interesting fight to call out on here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good because they're 2 former Ultimate Fighter fighters. I think Budfly is gonna turn some heads.
Can we
That's just the second fight of the night too.
Yeah,
It's a good fight.
and that's
Start off.
exactly.
So there's another what's it called? Prelim you wanted to bring up. What was that?
Maybatch and
Acetas?
yeah. So again,
Yep.
Alcides had to fight Tiger because Rain Kid stepped out because he couldn't make it, and Maybatch is fucking not bad either. So I think both we're looking at the main fights and seeing the hype behind them, but when we're actually not like realizing there's 3 big fights just on the prelims that are all on their own could bring a crowd. You know what I mean? It's those 3: Tiger, Budfly, Maybatch, Alcides, and Champagne Savvy. I think all 3 of those fights could honestly turn heads all on their own because they're all around the equal skill sets. And there's maybe just a coin flip like from determining who could win those fights. Either way, you know what I mean?
Yep. Very good.
I think I think our prelims are pretty well stacked, and I think we have a really entertaining card coming up on the 18th.
So who's the fighter of the night? Who's the name that comes off the list?
The most, Justin.
Yeah, I was gonna say Justin.
Jay.
Of course, he's a champion.
If he gets another title defense, then it's gonna be really hard to
Jay.
ignore the like one of the greatest in the Fight Club. You know what I mean?
What's the fight of the night? My question.
Fight of the
Jay versus
night.
War.
Yeah, I
Jay
think it could
versus
easily
War.
be Jay and War, Jay and
They-
War or
yeah.
the main event.
Yes.
Honestly, I think both of those are gonna come down to like last minute finishes.
What about the banger of the night?
Banger would be.
The
I'd say
banger
Justin.
of the night.
Justin. I say Justin.
I think it's gonna be Tiger and Butterfly. I think those two are gonna put on a fucking show.
I think banger of the night's going to be Champagne versus Savvy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. I think that's one that's underrated. I think that's under the radar. And
That's my banger of the night, Champagne Savvy.
yeah,
Yeah, like I said, those three fights on
Speak on
the
that
prelim
fight.
could easily be main card fights.
yeah. Hey, Reyz, who you got? Champagne or your buddy Slavy?
Savvy.
He's not my buddy, but I got Savy.
Yeah, we're going out at the press
I
conference
got
the other
Daniela.
day.
Daniela.
I got Savy Daniela. He ain't gonna do nothing.
He a goof. He a
I
goofball.
ain't worried about no Savy Daniela.
He a goofball. He'll do nothing.
Oh yeah, another fight to kick off the card, Miami and Dom. That's
Dom. I got Dom.
Yeah, I got Dom.
I have Miami.
you got Miami.
Yep.
How you see him winning? Because he's a big underdog.
I know. That's why I got it.
Trying to get some parlays. Okay.
Facts.
So, if y'all wanted to make $100 parlay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's some of the fighters you're picking? It has to be a 3-leg parlay. If you want to make it 4, you can.
Alright.
3-leg parlay. What's your names?
So if I had to pick three people who I think are winning,
Reyz.
Yeah, and I'm saying if you have to put $100 on it, a 3-leg parlay. So what are you doing?
I would do Justin, War, and Budfly.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Those are some underdogs. So you got a pretty good favorite in Justin and 2 slight underdogs. I mean, if that parlay was to hit, that's a
money.
bit of a bankroll. Yo, Reyz, you
Yeah.
3-leg parlay. What's your 3 guys?
Jay. Reg. And Dom.
Honestly, that's a pretty good parlay. There are a lot of favorites, so it's likely to hit. But I mean, who knows? Yeah. And Blake, who you got as your 3-leg?
Savvy. Reg.
Almost even money.
Savvy, Reg, and Jay.
All right.
Solid.
Not a bad. None of them are bad. I mean, Tayman has the lowest odds on his, but I mean, it could hit.
Bro, if it hits, I'm gonna be hype as hell.
I mean, only if you had the money on it, though.
But if my predictions
Actually,
are gonna come clean, boys, you can call me fucking the genie at that point.
I mean, we can do quick picks on the whole card if y'all want. I mean,
Alright.
all right. First fight of the night, Miami and Dom.
Dom,
All right, Tiger and Budfly.
Budfly.
Yo, Blake, you naming them out.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was just Tayman. Because he's the only one talking.
No, you're not. Like, what's it called? No. Like, quick picks.
Alright.
Dom and Miami.
Miami.
Okay, Tiger and Budfly.
Tiger.
Okay. Acetas and Maybach.
Cities.
Maybach.
Alright. Champion versus Swaby.
Swaby.
Savvy.
Okay. Hunt versus EJ.
Hunt.
EJ.
Okay. Aiden versus Logical.
Aiden.
Alright.
Aiden.
Greg versus Hall. I already know.
I got Hole.
Wait, I don't know if we need to name these last three fights. I think we
Yeah, we do.
already covered them. But yeah. I mean, yeah, not bad picks on both ends.
Hey,
Like I said, there's a lot of close fights in this card. Yeah. Yo, Tayman, there's a lot of underdogs you're mentioning. Who's the underdog of the night?
Underdog of the night. Hole.
Yes.
I feel like Manza is.
I think it's. I don't know. I got confidence in him for some reason. I feel like he's gonna go out there and show people that a champion from a year ago isn't as same as a champion from today.
Got Hole as the underdog of the night.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And yo, Reyz, you said Mensa?
He's the biggest underdog.
And Blake, who's your underdog of the night?
What's the odds for Jay and War?
Huh?
What's the odds for Jay versus War?
Jay, 60-40.
I'll say War.
I mean, yes, close fight. So yeah, but yeah, we're about to end this year off. This is our last event of the year, and we're about to close this pre-fight show. But I got a couple more things to ask. Yeah, this year's coming to an end. Pretty good year. There was a lot of new fighters that came in here. Got a lot of good events.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's the prospect of the year?
I mean,
Zooted.
He hasn't even fought yet.
David blew it because he keeps getting beat up by everybody.
Yo, how is it Zuda? He hasn't even fought yet.
He's gonna be.
Prospect
next
of
year.
the year? That's easy.
He could be prospect next year.
Well, the prospect of this year.
There was really no prospect this year.
What do you mean? Are
Yeah, who's the prospect of this year?
that Justin and I literally debuted on the same card
I mean,
this year?
y'all aren't really prospects anymore, bro.
Anymore, but he was a top prospect when he showed up. You said it right away. He's a future champion. What did he do? He grabbed that belt and he held on to it all year. He was a top prospect. He was literally looked at as he was looked at as going to be the man as soon as he showed up, and he's the man.
So, prospect of the year, champion of this year. Alright, interesting. Like, yours?
I mean, there's one guy, his name is Blakesa. He's pretty good. I like him.
One had a really quick knockout coming off on a 2-win streak. I mean,
That's me. I mean, Blakesa.
how many people you think will agree with that statement?
About like 2.
Oh, okay.
The two people who knocked out aren't gonna like that statement.
Nah. No, them two ain't like it. Anderson Sour, he messed me up the game. But
He wants that rematch.
He got a little upset. He started messaging me and crap, but
So who's your prospect of the year, you said?
There really was no prospect of the year.
I mean, we got a couple, bro. Allergical, Agent, what's it called?
No, those aren't really prospects.
Blakesa.
Alright, hear me out. Here's my prospect of the year.
Huh?
Hear me out. Here's my prospect of the year.
Blakesa.
I come to a surprise. Tavo. Yes, he's coming off a loss.
You dumb.
But he still has very good
prospect of the
striking
year.
It's
skills.
funny
Because
that you
he
say
got
that
tapped out.
because my thought
No
process
prospect.
was I was going to give Tavo, but he did lose.
Okay,
He would be a prospect if he beat Tayman.
but here's the thing. He probably still has a big year coming for him next one.
He could easily
And who knows, he could be in the top 5. see what the future holds for him because, bro, he still has a lot of hype on the way. And Tayman, he did very good against you. He almost got you, but you pulled a submission like you always do.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
I was about to say that, swear to God.
But yeah, it's like he made his debut against a UFC top 5 in Tayman, and he did really good. I mean, yeah, he still has a big future ahead of him. So I think that's our prospect of the year. I think he still has big waves he can make. So, who's the champion by the end of next year?
If Justin
Me.
doesn't retire, he's keeping that shit.
Me.
Okay, Reyz, who's the champion by the end of next year?
I would have said
Zooted.
me, but I'm stepping back too
Okay,
much, so I don't
Zooted.
think I'm gonna have enough chance to get to that point.
I'm champion by next year. I'm coming for that throne. That's me.
All right. I mean, oh yeah, and also another matchup that not as actually there's not really any controversy on it, but I mean, assuming that some people had a problem with Jimmy and Chaos, I would assume they had problems with this one. Who did in Dow?
I'm actually
What do we think of
excited
that
for
one?
that.
Dow number 8.
And now Zooted would, in my opinion, Zooted would absolutely dominate him.
Well, the question was, does the matchup make sense?
Yeah. Nah.
The
At
only
this-
reason I
at
see
this
it
point, you're
making
just trying
sense
to
is
send
because
Zooted
Dow's
out
on
of here.
such
I
a
mean,
fucking decline.
Dow out of here.
I wouldn't say all that. I mean, Dow still has some striking
This
skills. He's
fight
just on
will
decline right now.
determine Dow's career. If he loses this fight, he's done.
Oh yeah, I agree with
Oh,
that.
he
This
already
fight
said
would
that.
determine him.
He loses to Zooted, he's out.
He
And I
straight
think
up
he already
says he
said he's
loses,
gonna.
he's retiring.
Yeah. Who knows? Perhaps it might be the last time we see of Dow, but he is ranked. He does have something over Zuda. That's something Zuda wants. But is Zuda the real deal? He's a former USFL player. He fought at the Las Vegas event. Hey, bro, I guess we'll see.
And remember, Dow's hungry. He wants his rematch.
He doesn't want that fight with you again.
I don't mind.
Hey, who knows, bro? Dow might show him that there's levels to this, but dude, it is. I mean,
Zooted is quite literally a pro player. So
yeah. I mean, but Reyes was saying he's the prospect of the year. He hasn't even fought yet, so I guess we'll see on that
it's very
event.
possible that Zooted becomes prospect of next year. But I mean, it's a little too late because considering he hasn't even stepped in the cage yet.
I don't even know if he could be a prospect because if he beats Dow, he could be ranked, and then he's going to be ranked very high, and then wins another fight. I don't even think he's a prospect anymore. I think he's a real contender. So yeah, wrap up this year. I mean, next year, January, we have 3 events. Yeah, fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Excited to see what we can do next year. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna see how it goes.
Got a nice card coming up. This is really looking like it's gonna be nice.
Less than 24 hours away. See you tomorrow.
And before we leave, I'd like to say thanks to Tayman and NBA for making this all happen and putting it all together. Just thank y'all.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be great. It's fun. It's this partnership is going to make this fucking flourish.